everybody, this is Jordi V, and today I'm gonna show you how to make a track in the style of Fortet. So this is the composition we will be working on today. So I'll be trying to break in things and show you how I made this track. Later, maybe I will be arranging the track, expanding on it, and you will get to see my workflow, how I get about arranging tracks, about mixing, mastering, and maybe add an extra element. As for now, I will show you what we have so far. So to start things off, I will be showing you. I start actually with the kick. So for the kick, we have nothing special. We are on 123 beats per minute, which is a basic like house techno kind of BPM, I guess. So we have a 4 on the floor beat with a kick. I've did some processing with the kick. The kick, sorry. I've tried to cut some of the mid frequencies because it was bothering me. So I'll let you listen to what we have so far. So yeah, nothing special. The kick is kind of analogy 909 sounds. Next, so Fortet is super known for like taking chops and analog, taking drum machine and like break beats and chopping them and rearranging them in the tracks. And this is what I've decided to do with this song. So basically, I've picked this drum beat which comes with Ableton. Let me find it. Not with Ableton, sorry, with the pack white label old school rave. So the drum break sounds like this. So yeah, I've decided to cut it into small pieces and rearrange it on the arrangement view. Obviously, you can do this with MIDI cuts or MIDI slices. So let me show you how to do that. Basically what I did is I took the break and I've decided to narrow the grid. So if you go Control 1, you get to narrow the grid here and you get to take some small one shots. So I will do Control E to cut it, Control E, and let me do something. Let me repeat this part. So if you hit Control D, you get to repeat it. Let me take this part here. So yeah, it can be random or like you can listen to what you did. But as I'm showing you what to do with the beat, it might as well be random. So let me solo it. So yeah, this is basically the idea. If you want to do it with MIDI slices, basically you need to click on, sorry, my Ableton is in French, so you need to click on this, click OK, and wait for it, and it will create some slices. So here we have place a bit with the release. So yeah, you can rearrange it and come up with another patch. Let's hear this. I will try to loop it. So yeah, later I've decided to add some drum bass on it to bring up the high frequencies and crunch it a bit. As you might see, we have 13% crush, a little bit of a drive to add some extra harmonics. I've decided to add the EQ weight and cut the low frequencies as well as some of the high frequencies. Later I added the Kickstart plugin, which is basically a sidechain compression plugin. Obviously you can do this with the compression on Ableton Live, but I've decided to use the Kickstart since it's easy to use and handy. So yeah, I did just that. So if you listen to the drum break on its own, you can hear the beat ducking a bit due to the Kickstart plugin. So next, I've decided to experiment with a bit with the granular synthesis. Sorry. So I have this plugin called Mango, and I added a guitar sample in A major, and I automated a bit the gain rate, the pitch ratio, the grain release. Obviously, if you're not familiar with the granular synthesis, I might do a tutorial on it, but it's basically a process or a way of creating sounds where you take samples or loops and chop them into a small section, what we call grains, and rearrange them and play with the envelope, the release, as you might see here, the reverse, the pitch, and come up with some interesting patterns. So later I decided to make some automation to these parameters. So I will let you listen to the results. As you might see, we have some gain rate automated, we have some gain release also automated, a lot of automation here in order to create some interesting sounds. So if I solo it, obviously I added some reverb, some echo, some compression too. So yeah, nothing special, but it acts more as a texture that we will bring later and put it in the background to add more interest into the track. So also I've decided to pan the track 28 on the left. What else? So yeah, the next track is basically right, which plays each 4 bars, so nothing special here also. I just added some EQ8, I cut some of the low frequencies, so yeah. Later I've decided to add the hi-hats. So the hi-hats don't play nothing crazy. Since we added the drum break, the hi-hat are here just to keep time, so I've decided to add it on the 3rd beat of each bar. Yeah. Not on the 3rd beat, but on the off beat of each bar. So I will let you listen to it. I will solo it with the kicks just so you hear the rhythm. So yeah, nothing special. I just got the low frequencies, some of the high frequencies. I also added some reverb on the return channel, as you might see. Yeah. Next element, I've decided to create a sound in Warrm. The sound is basically a Reese kind of bass. So if I go to my Warrm, basically it's the initial waveform. I put it in -1 octave. I've decided to put the unison on 7. I've added also I activated also oscillator B. I activated the sub bass and put it on -1 octave, and I activated the filter. So yeah. FX wise, I didn't add nothing special, so I will let you hear to the sounds. The sound sounds like this. So yeah, basically it's just the root note of each chord, and I've decided to add some extra note to make it more interesting, as you might see per the pattern. I also played a bit with the velocity to make it more organic and more human. Next, I've got this vocal chops that I arranged it this way, and I've decided to also add some glue compression with soft clipping. I cut the low frequencies, I added some reverb, also some extra reverb from Valhalla Vintage Reverb, also some frequency echo, and finally Echo Boy. So I like I like to use doubles since I mainly use the reverb and the EQ8 and the stock audio plugin to audit the sound. Later, I love to add extra plugins, some third-party VSTs since they have this particular character. So together with the effects, the vocal shots or vocal samples sounds like this. So yeah, perfect. So the final element actually, let me get rid of this. It's, as you might see, a sample from Cymatics, which is a piano melody, actually a plug. I've decided to double it and play it 12, two times the speed. So originally it was on, let me solo the track. So yeah, originally it sounds like this. So I've decided to double it. So I clicked here, sorry, here, and it plays on 70 beats per minute. So yeah, I love the crackles, some vinyl crackles in the background. It makes it more organic and it adds some texture to the beats. Later, I've decided to add some glue compression, soft clipping as usual, some EQ8 to make the sound pop more on the high frequencies, cut some of the low frequencies to give some space for the kick and the bass. Also, I've decided to add some Valhalla delay and Valhalla vintage reverb. So yeah, so together all the elements sounds like this. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you liked the tutorial. I will be trying to put more tutorial within this genre. I'm thinking about making tutorials about Burial, about some John Hopkins, some Bonobo kind of tracks. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you stick around because I will be trying to arrange the track fairly because here we have 16 bar loop, so I'll be trying to make it into a track, maybe add some extra elements. Maybe that would be interesting to you to see me how to work. If not, let's meet on the next video. Thank you for listening. Bye.